cut out again. uh, so it comes a time, it say, where you may feel as if you're permanently stuck. We discussed that. It say your pain is very present. We discussed that. And it say no matter what you do, you cannot seem to break free or your mental or emotional prison. This is a sign to assure you that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Not only will you make it through this dark night, but you will come out of it completely transformed. Okay, and it says you will know without a shadow of a doubt who you really are. So the dark night of the soul shows you who you are. It shows you your ego side. It shows you the part of you that you need to release. It shows you the part of you that has more control over you than you do, right? So when you're going through it, it says you need to know that without a doubt, when you come out, you're not going to be the same person. But what you have to learn how to do is fight your ego. You have to learn how to fight what makes you feel like you got to get mad. You got to get upset about everything. And what I've learned is that I try to keep peace in my life. And if I'm struggling, sorry if y'all hear my chair. That's my chair squeaking like that. What I found that in order for me to keep peace in my life, I have to meditate. I have to pray, which is meditation is still a form of prayer. So it's basically the same thing. But I meditate and I put myself in a place where I receive peace. So by the time I come out of that meditation, I'm at peace. And what it does for me is when I feel myself being overwhelmed, feel myself being anxious, then that's when I feel like, oh, okay, let me go into meditation. Let me go into meditation. And I found that the more I do it, the more peace is around me. I don't tolerate not being at peace. In other words, like peace has become my second best friend because I like peace. I don't like to argue. I don't like, now don't get me wrong. I will state my point without a problem. But for as one to argue, no, it's not about arguing. It's about communication. And we touched on that before. You know, I'm a person that likes to communicate. And if you can't communicate, then I'm not the girl for you because I like to communicate. I like to be open and upfront. If that's not going to happen, there were times back in the day I wasn't like that, but I'm like that now. Okay. I'm like that now. So if you can't communicate with me, then it's always going to be an issue. Or just know I'm not the person for you because I do like open communication, right? So it says that who you really are, your ego is going to step aside and let the real you come forward, right? It says, and when it does, you will be fully awakened. So that ego, that pride, that part of you that is fearful, because again, ego comes from fear. That part of you that is fearful will step completely aside, and then the real you a step up. And that real you, you'll start seeing it. You know, it says you'll be fully awakened to your true self. You'll know, like I said earlier, if you, after listening to this, you'll start asking yourself, well, what is that ego that I'm reacting to? Is that, am I acting this way because of my ego? Or, and if you're acting that way 9 times out of 10, and when I say acting that way, I mean angry. I mean, you know, insecure, all this stuff that goes with it. Yeah. Then you'll know that that's your ego, and then you'll pay attention to it. You'll pay attention to it because it's going to help you to notice if I'm walking in ego or if I'm walking in self. And like I say, it's not easy. I'm not there, but my awakening has got me closer to being my true self. It's gotten me closer to being awakened, to where I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be a person that is my ego controls me. No, I control me. I don't want to be the kind of person that I'm so wounded that I feel like retaliation is my best answer. I don't want to be that person. And to be honest, retaliation is maybe have happened when I was younger, but I don't retaliate. I just let people do them, and then I move on. That's it. It's not about paying somebody back. I don't think I live like that in a long time. Maybe in school or something, but I'm not that person that feels like in order for me to feel like I'm accomplished something, I need to pay you back. That's not the way I live. I live by I'ma do me and you do you, and karma catch up with your ass sooner or later, because we all have egos. So just know that when that ego comes out, or when karma comes, is to destroy that ego. Is to make you look at yourself. When you're going through dark night of the soul, it's time for you to start looking at the way you are. Not the way somebody did you, not the way you felt when somebody left. It's not about that. It's about look at yourself and make I was listening to this lady. I want to say it was this week. And she's made a statement that made so much sense to me. And that statement was, ask yourself, when you start acting that way, what is it in you that makes you act that way? And I really had to think. I really did, because I was like, I can't find nothing wrong with me. But I really did have to think that it's fear based. It's like I was sharing with my sister, it's abandonment issues, it's rejection, it's why am I not good enough for you to love? Yeah, that all went through my head. But now I don't look at it that way. I just look at it as you did what you wanted to do. And I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at the fact that you decided to do something you wanted to do. Because if it's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's not always out to hurt someone. For the longest time, I felt like when somebody did something to me, it was intentional. It was, you meant to hurt me. You saw a weakness and you decide to take advantage of it. And there are some people out there that does that. But you have to not look at it that way. You have to look at it as somebody did exactly what they wanted to do. And you have to be okay with the decisions that they made. You cannot. You will, but I would suggest that you don't lose sleep over somebody that did something they wanted to do. You can't lose sleep over that. But like I say, until you get there, you will, because I have. But it's nothing for you to overcome that. And that's what I feel like I'm here for. That's what I feel like I'm here for, is to teach you that no matter how you feel, no matter how dark it gets, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. So some of the things that I read about, I want to share with you guys because it's very important to me. Okay. And I want it to be important to you, because at the end of that dark night is a tunnel that'll change the rest of your life. It'll change the rest of your life. I'm a person that believes in manifesting. I'm a person that believes in prayer. I'm a person that believes, in meditating. And it's things that I wanted and I set out and I got it. But it was because my mind wouldn't be denied that. It wouldn't be denied that. So it's always in the way that we think. Okay. So one of the things is say, I change the world by changing myself. Let me say that again. I change the world by changing myself. How do we do that? It says, I'm changing the world by loving myself. Love yourself. What's anybody can't see in you doesn't mean something wrong with you. It's just that that's not the person for you. You have to change. You say, I'm changing the world by loving myself. I love me. I love me. And there was a time I didn't. There was a lot of years that I didn't love me. There was a lot of years I put up with stuff I shouldn't have put up with, but because I was feeling like I can't make it without this person, I put up with shit. Okay, let's just be real. It's by enjoying life. And how do you love yourself? By enjoying life, by making my personal world a dream heaven. By making my personal world a dream heaven. Saying the things I want, I can have. Manifestation. The things that I want, I can have. But if I'm always in this negative spirit that says, no, I'm depressed, I'm never going to get anywhere, this struggle is too real, I'm never coming out of this, then guess what? What you think about, you bring about. If you're thinking that you're not worthy, people are going to treat you like you're not worthy. If you're thinking that you're not good enough, people are going to treat you like you're not good enough. If you have a poor mentality in your mind stating, oh, I'm so broke, I'm so poor, instead of stating money comes to me easily and effortlessly. It's all about the way you think. It says, I change myself just like magic. Other people start to change. When you change yourself, best believe, I'm for the priest now. When you change yourself and they see that you're not the same person you used to be, they'll change. And they'll change the way they look at you. They'll change the way they treat you. That shit. Some of them might even feel bad because they lost somebody that was good. And I don't mean, and please don't take this as when I say relationship, this can be a job, okay? This can be a family member, okay? This can be anybody. When you change the way you thinking, people will change around you because they're going to see a different you. They're not, matter of fact, this might be a you they never seen before in their life, because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm showing up and showing out. Not ego, but I'm doing what makes me overcome the things that held me back for so long. Okay, that's enough. That's one. The other one is I'm in control of my attention. Wherever you set your attention, what I said, what you think about, you bring about. Where is your intention set at? Is your intention set on doing bad, or is your intention set on I can overcome this? This right here is temporary. This right here, been here, done this before. I overcame it before, I'll overcome it again. Right? It says, by mastering my attention, I control my choices. What you think about, you bring about. By mastering your attention, meaning what you let your mind focus on. What you let your mind focus on. If you master the way you think, I have control of my choices and I master the dream of my life. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. No more feeling sorry for myself. No more feeling like I'm not good enough. No more feeling like I'm not lovable. Yes, I'm very much lovable. I'm very much lovable. But I'm lovable to the right person. to the right people. The right people that love me know me. The ones that love me know me, which is why I don't have a big circle. I have one best friend, 26, 27 years. One. And she's been around me the whole time through everything I went through. I can't never say she wasn't there. Never. And I'm not going to cry, but she's always been there for me. Whew. It say I can create anything I want to create. You can. And this dark night of the soul will get you to this place. That's why it's so important you understand that if you go through it, go through it. Don't worry about how it feels at that moment, because on the other side of that is something so powerful, something so remarkable that you won't understand. You'll be surprised when you look back and look at all the dark nights you had to go through. It says that I can do anything I want to do. The dream of my life is going to go wherever I want to take it. So if your dream is about being laying around, being sad, being miserable, guess what? That's where your life gonna take you, to being miserable. If your dream is about overcoming obstacles, you're gonna overcome them. I don't care what obstacle it is. If your dream is about overcoming and you put that in your mind that I'm not going to be that person no more, you're not. You're not, because you're is something inside you. Spirit, universe, Jesus, God, whoever you rely on. It's something inside of you that when you state I'm not going to be that person no more, that is going to show up in your life. It's going to show up in your life. No joke. It's going to show up in your life. Okay. Now it says reflect on pride and ego. That's what we've been talking about, right? It's acknowledge that negative pride causes more harm and suffering to relationships and to your overall life that can be measured. Notice where you're losing power because of false pride. It says, and recognize it as poison. It's poison. And you know, when I read that, the first thing came to mind was, and this might not have nothing to do with that, but it came to mind, okay? Humor me. It said that, you know how they say, it's like you drinking poison and you want somebody else to die from it. That's what pride does. Pride makes you think that, oh, I'm going to get them. And all the while, it's you that's suffering. It's you. Because you got pride and ego. So it's you that's suffering. It's not them. 9 times out of 10, they done went on with their life and they're fine. They're fine. You're not fine. Because you choose to look at your pride and your ego. Okay? It says, and your goal is to reflect on matters of pride and ego. Like I told you when we first started. What made me start looking at my pride was when I was reading and something said, pride is only fear. When you have pride and ego, it's just fear-based. It's not nothing but fear. Fear that I don't want, you ain't gonna do me like this, and you gonna make me look bad in front of other people. You gonna talk about me behind my back and make me look, okay, and what does it do? What does it do for me? Nothing. So why am I gonna worry about it? I'm not. So your goal is to reflect on your pride and ego this week. So when you see your pride and ego, just try it. Humor me. Just try it. When you see your pride and ego stepping up to the plate, reflect on why you're having it. And change it. Change it. Because it, like it says, all you do is cause you suffering. You don't cause the other person suffering. because they're moving on. They gone. So your pride and ego is just there for what? For what? Next thing, observe your attitude. Observe your attitude. Determine whether you spend most of your energy in a positive or negative attitude. And I was bad about this. Oh my goodness. Was I? I was bad about this. I promise you, if it's, and I'm embarrassed to say it, if it's 100% in a day, I know at least 85% was on negative thinking. And that's embarrassing to admit. And I still sometimes have them thoughts. My head is still Lisa. It's still hooked up here. But I notice it. Notice it. Pay attention when you're having negative thoughts. You know, I read somewhere, I'm always reading, y'all. So when I say I'm reading, please believe me, I'm reading. I read somewhere where it says that when you have a negative thought, think of 3 positive ones. Right after you have that negative thought, think of 3 positive thoughts. And guess what? The negative thought will go away. It'll leave. It won't be there no more. It say, do you have to remind yourself to be positive? I did. I did, for real. For real. It was like when negative was coming just like breakfast all the time. And I had to remind myself, okay, no, change that. Don't think like that. Change that. So you can do it. You can do it. It says your goal is to become mindful of whether you're unconsciously positive or unconsciously negative. And you want to be positive. Even in this negative world, you want to be positive. Don't let this world make you negative. And if it has made you negative, change it. Because honestly, that's the only way you're going to get somewhere. That's the only way you're going to get somewhere in life. Remove the negative thoughts, remove the pride, remove the ego, allow the dark night of the soul to come into your life so it can transform you and get rid of all that stuff that's not needed. Because it's not. It hinders you. It stops you from growing. It stops you from having the things that you deserve in life. Because you're too negative to even believe that you're going to get them. That was me. You're too negative to believe that you can have a good life. You can have somebody to love you unconditionally. You can have the vehicle you want. Hello? Change it. Change that way of thinking. Now, the other thing I want you to do, and you know, I don't know if y'all do it, but I be wanting y'all to, because it really is helping me and I want it to help you as well. It says, question, what is your soul guiding you to change in your life? And guess what? I know it's something. Everybody got something. Everybody. It's something that your soul is saying, you need to change that about yourself, because that's not cute. Or that's not handsome. So when you sit back and you think, whether you meditate, ask, what do my soul want me to change in my life? What is it that I'm doing that's hindering me from the best life ever? What is it that's stopping me from being with the person that I love and that person loves me the same way? Might be your attitude. Just maybe. Search yourself and ask. Prayer, ask. What is it that my soul thinks I need to change? Because guess what? None of us perfect. So I know we all got something that we need to work on. We all do. And then it says, then ask yourself, how are you resisting this guidance? How are you saying when your mind pop up? And I laugh because I think of myself. I swear I do. I laugh because I know me. I know me. But it says, ask yourself, how are you resisting it? And my answer probably would have been, because I don't need to change that. That's fine. Just the way it is. But when I start going through the dark night of the soul, I was like, oh no, something gotta give. I'm losing everything. I'm losing my sister. I'm losing everything. Let me see what's in me that's causing me to lose these things. And then when I got to studying, then it was like, wow, just think how many years I've wasted being Lisa and not getting rid of things that could have blessed me so heavenly. And when I say get rid of things, I'm talking about my attitude, my I think my personality is pretty cool though. I can't complain about my personality. But sister can get an attitude in a minute. And as my friend would say, I let things I don't even know if I want to repeat it. I let things manifest in my head. That's what she tells me. I let things manifest in my head and I run with it, baby. So guess what? Those are things I'm changing. Those are things that I'm like, okay, if it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't. I'm not finna focus on it and I'm not finna worry about it. Do you? Because I'm going to do me. Right? So the other thing I had, and I'm not going to stay on here much longer because I got to figure out a way now to save all that talking I did earlier, messing around with AT&T, sorry, tell. It says, accept life challenges. Okay? Y'all listen to me. It says, reflect on things you have been called upon to endure in this lifetime. I had to reflect. I promise you. Ever since my sister left, I have had to reflect on a lot of things. And it says, reflect on things you have been called upon to endure in this lifetime. Remember that we are all presented with obstacles as a way of helping us grow spiritually and serve spirit. So every obstacle you faced in your life is to grow you spiritually and for you to serve spiritually, which is what I'm doing. That's why I come on YouTube every Sunday. It's to serve. I'm serving. I serve because when I serve, I don't forget about what I went through, but I feel so much better. I feel so much better because I just see that light getting brighter and brighter each time after I get off of here. I promise y'all, you just don't know how good I feel. I feel so good. Like all the struggles in the world couldn't bring me down. I know some things can, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying when I get off of here, it feels like I'm at my best. I am truly at my best. The last but not least, I think it's last. It might be one more after that. Yeah. It says, reflect on pride and ego. Remember, acknowledge the negative pride. Acknowledge that negative pride. Oh, look, my friend was talking to me. It say acknowledge that negative pride causes more harm and suffering to relationships and to your overall life that can be measured. Just know how much it causes you. And notice where you're losing power. Notice where you're giving your power to someone else. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fix you. Fix you. Don't let anyone take advantage of you. Don't let anyone, and I'm not talking about coming from a pride base. I promise you I'm not. I'm just saying pay attention. Pay attention to things and people. And what I found for myself is when I held on, it's because I held on because I had issues I had to face. And that was rejection, not feeling good enough, not feeling lovable, So that's what's important. Okay. Then it says, notice where you're losing power because of false pride and recognize that it's poison to your spirit and to your healing. Observe your attitude. We already talked about that. Determine whether you spend most of your energy in positive or negative. And the dark night of the soul is painful. That is what I want to share with you. When I first started noticing things going wrong in my life, I started seeing angel number 919. People don't know what angel numbers are, and some may not. Angel numbers are numbers of the universe giving you messages. Okay. So when you see numbers like 1111, that's your twin flame. If you see numbers like 888, that's a new beginning with abundance. If you see, and I didn't know this till I've been seeing it, but I never really looked it up to see what it means. And Friday, I saw it twice. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see what this means because somebody's trying to tell me something. So I started seeing the angel number 919. And I mean all the time. I saw it on uh, a receipt one time at Walmart. I saw it on the license plates of somebody's car. I saw it on my clock twice. It was like everywhere I turned, I was seeing 919. And it says, it's and I looked it up and it was telling me about something is going to end. 919 means something is going to end. It's and of course, not one, I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that something was going to end. But what it also stated was something was going to end so that something new can begin. And I faced a lot of endings this year, a lot of endings. None I thought I ever would face in my life, but I did. But I look forward to my new beginning. So 919, if you see that, that means something is about to end, but something new is about to begin. And that right there, you can take that how, if it resonates with you, you can take it. If it don't, leave it where it is. But something ending always bring about new beginnings. Okay. And that beginning can be new beginning with whoever you want it to be with. So it's just something had to end. And for me, that was what I needed to see Friday, because something had to end for my new beginning to start. My new beginning is already in motion. If y'all hear that doorbell, that's my cell phone getting texts. But I'm gonna go after I say this. It say, remember this: a hero is an ordinary person who finds the strength to persevere and bless others despite overwhelming obstacles. A hero is an ordinary person. You, me. A hero is an ordinary person who finds the strength to persevere and bless others during overwhelming obstacles. That's why I came on YouTube, to be of service to others. Next, sometime you must leave the city of comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition, meaning follow your gut feeling. Follow your gut feeling. It says, what you discover will be wonderful. Did I read that right? Yeah. What you discover will be wonderful, and you will discover yourself. And that wonderful person would be you. It would be you. So go through your dark night of the soul. Keep going through your dark night of the soul. Pray, meditate, go through it. But look for that light, because that light is what's going to change your life. That light at the end of that tunnel is going to change your life, and you will not believe how awesome your life would be. But you got to be willing to go through it. Like I say, you got to be willing to make that change. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to heal you, help you make the change, and help me make the change. So we're here to help each other. So on that note, I am going to leave. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys on next Sunday, 6 o'clock. Bruised but not broken. Hey, did y'all see my commercial with the music? Did you like it? Let me know if you liked it. Because I liked it. But that's where that's where the book come from. That's where this YouTube came from that song. All that came from that song. So if you haven't had a chance to go listen to the song, it's by Joyce Stone. Go listen to the song. It's very good. Very, very, very good. Anyway, I love you for showing up. I love you for your support. I appreciate you. And I will see you next Sunday. Bye.